Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining us for today's episode of Canal Days. As always, I'm your host Carrie, along with my co-host, founder of Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, Robert Camus. Our Canal Days series delves into the vast collection of historical sites throughout Massachusetts, with Robert's expertise of the local history as our personal guide. Each episode, we uncover history throughout local communities, highlighting historic landmarks and remaining relics, while uncovering their seminal significance. Today's episode of Canal Days, we'll be learning about John Donohue and who he is. So, clarify who John Donohue is and what he is known for.
He was an architect for the Springfield Catholic Diocese for many years, and he drew up the architectural plans for about 60 ecclesiastic buildings, convent, rectory, schools, mostly churches, not only in the Springfield Diocese, but also around other places around New England, mostly Catholic building structures. And he did that from a very young age. 1887 he went into the profession, and he did that out to his death in the 1930s. And he died in 1941. But he did a lot of work, and these works are gorgeous. They are quite distinctive the way they're done a lot of times. And he was based out of Boston officially, but he took upon himself to open up an office in Springfield because he was doing so much work out there for the Catholic Diocese.
And recall some of the churches he designed.
Some of them, yes, because it's such a big list that I can't name all of them here. But I'll name to you some of the ones I visited in the last few years. St. Thomas Church of West Springfield, the Holy Trinity Church of Westfield, the Sacred Heart of Jesus Church in East Hampton, Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church in Springfield, St. John Cantius in Northampton, the All Souls Church in Springfield, the Immaculate Conception Church in West Springfield, the St. Anne's Church in Chicopee, the Sacred Heart Church in Northampton, the Blessed Sacrament Church in Springfield, the St. Bridget's Church in Amherst, St. Anne's Church in West Springfield, the Holy Cross Church in Holyoke, the Our Lady of Hope Church in Springfield, the Our Lady of the Sacred Heart Church in Springfield, St. Teresa of the Infant Jesus in Agawam, St. Mary's Church in Long Meadow, St. Jerome's in Holyoke, and those are wonderful churches.
And stick around, and we'll be right back after this quick announcement. Are you fascinated by local history and eager to investigate the obscure treasures off the beaten path throughout the state of Massachusetts? Or maybe just seeking an unforgettable cultural activity for family and friends to enjoy? Look no further than Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, founded by Robert Camus. With over a decade of experience, Robert offers captivating tours and presentations of historic sites and landmarks throughout the state. Whether you're interested in canals, cemeteries, charming churches, or more, Robert's tours provide a unique and enriching experience for all. And that's not it. You can also schedule private tours tailored to your interests, ensuring a personalized adventure and unforgettable memories. Perfect for families and groups of all sizes, making for an exciting hands-on learning experience that brings history to life. Simply visit holyokecanaltour.org or email bobcat4214, capital B, at yahoo.com to book your private tour today. Getting back to our podcast on John Donohue, reveal other places he designed.
There are a lot of other places. Remember I told you he did certain other kinds of buildings like rectories, schools, and convents, and so some are like the St. Mary's Assumption School in Northampton, the Holy Name School and the Holy Name Rectory in Springfield, the Our Lady of the Rosary School in Springfield, the the St. Aloysius School in Springfield, and the Holy Name School in Springfield, the Our Lady of the Annunciation School in Northampton, the Sacred Heart School in Springfield, the St. Joan of Arc School in Chicopee, the Old Souls Rectory in Springfield, and other institutions are also quite interesting, and they are going to be mentioned in the next question.
Well, what are some of the elements that he used in his signature style?
He uses a lot of diagonals that will have checkered bricks making that diagonal pattern. So he used panels to both sides and then make it such that it's very distinctive and catches your eye. He also uses a lot of columns, or he likes that classical look in the very front door area, that's for sure. And sometimes he models the bricks, not necessarily with diagonals, but by just putting a darker color brick once in a while into a lighter color brick. One of his finest works mixes both of those. He has classical panels going all the way up to church, and then puts colored bricks along the way. All right, so he mixes up. Now, other kinds of buildings that he did are two of the structures at the Elms College, and he also did, very peculiarly, the Indian Orchard Branch Library in Springfield, which is still around like most of his buildings are.
And thank you for tuning into today's episode of Canal Days and joining us on our journey through the rich history of the Connecticut River Valley. Each episode we uncover history throughout local communities, highlighting historic landmarks and remaining relics while uncovering their seminal significance. Today's episode of Canal Days we'll be learning about the Holy Trinity Church in Westfield, Massachusetts. So, indicate the architect that designed the Holy Trinity Church.
Okay, this is a wonderful church, and we want to learn a lot about it. It's a great place to visit. The designer was John Donohue, the official Springfield Catholic Diocese architect for about 35 years of his career. And you can tell by the extended columns and then the checkered bricks in between. It's very similar to the St. Bridget's Church in Amherst, Massachusetts. And he did a lot of church for the Catholic diocese, maybe up to 60 and maybe up to 30 other ecclesiastic buildings. So we're going to talk about when it was made, about the school rectory, and then the Luslet Shrine also today.
And specify when and where the church was created.
The parish itself, the group of people to make up the church, got together in 1903, but the funds for the church weren't ready for a few years, and the church was finally ready in the year 1909. And it's found at 333 Elm Street. It's still there, so it's still viewable, and it's still a great architectural site to see. The campus has enough around it to be worthwhile to go visit. And make sure you catch the other architectural designs, such as the beautiful piece above the door, the beautiful rose window 2/3 of the way up, the column that probably still has a bell inside of it, and so forth and so on.
And stick around and we'll be right back after this quick announcement. Are you fascinated by local history and eager to investigate the obscure treasures off the beaten path throughout the state of Massachusetts? Or maybe just seeking an unforgettable cultural activity for family and friends to enjoy? Look no further than Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, founded by Robert Kumu. With over a decade of experience, Robert offers captivating tours and presentations of historic sites and landmarks throughout the state. Whether you're interested in canals, cemeteries, charming churches, or more, Robert's tours provide a unique and enriching experience for all. And that's not it. You can also schedule private tours tailored to your interests, ensuring a personalized adventure and unforgettable memories. Perfect for families or groups of all sizes, making for an exciting hands-on learning experience that brings history to life. Simply visit holyokecanaltour.org or email bobcat4214B@yahoo.com to book your private tour today. Getting back to our podcast on the Holy Trinity Church of Westfield, Massachusetts. Site when the school and rectory were built.
Yes, they were built, the rectory in 1909. That is the same year as the church was ready, is built off to the left-hand side. The school was built in 1925, and it was formed or embedded into the Lay Whip Company from 1870. So there's an old portion and a new portion off to the side. So, and this is the right-hand side of the church itself. And so what a campus. You got all these wonderful things going on. You can still see the old cornerstone on the church. And you get a sense that it's so well made and designed. Each piece of it, a lot was put into this place, and there's great love for what they were doing.
And sometime thereafter, the La Salette Shrine was created. What year was that?
Yes, a beautiful La Salette Shrine with the apparition of the Virgin Mary. And the two children that spotted her. That was made in the year 1954, which was a Marian year, declared by the Pope. And it was a gift of Vladislava Grudowska. Alright, so it's a very nice touch and very well made. It's still in great shape for
nowadays in our episode on the Holy Trinity Church in Westfield, Massachusetts, and joining us on our journey to the rich history of the Connecticut River Valley. We hope you enjoyed uncovering some of the hidden and overlooked marvels and their fascinating stories that shaped our past in the state of Massachusetts. A special thanks to Robert Camus, founder of Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, for sharing his passion and expertise with us. Remember, you can find more information about Robert's tours, book private tours, and explore the Canal Days video and podcast series at holyokecanaltour.org. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, comment, and share. We'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions for future episodes. Don't forget to keep exploring and discovering history that is hidden in plain sight all around us. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to tune to our next episode of Canal Days, and log on to holyokecanaltour.org. Until next time.